A society is rarely ruined by a shortage of ideas. Ideas are everywhere. They arrive uninvited. So what destroys a society is not the absence of ideas. It is the absence of men and women with the courage to interrogate ideas, to test them against reason, and to ask the difficult questions that save a people from the seduction of easy answers. That is why our gathering today is a tribute to a man who has made a vocation of questioning appearances, resisting intellectual laziness, and insisting that public life must answer to reason. It is also a celebration of the wisdom of documenting experience. For when a man writes, it will not only preserve memory, he offers his journey to history. Our celebrant, Mr. Babajide Kolade Otitoju, is a living template of that democratic courage, and this day is therefore a day to celebrate. One does not have to search too deeply to establish what a critical thinking tradition does to a nation. It disciplines public conversation. It saves citizens from the tyranny of prejudice. It protects society from the poison of conspiracy theories that feed on fear, ignorance, and wounded passions. Every prejudice flourishes where scrutiny is absent. Every conspiracy theory matures where facts are too weak to defend themselves. And whenever a people surrender their judgment to noise, they risk handing over their future to the loudest merchants of division. This is why the battle for a nation's soul is open, a battle for its habits of thought. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, every serious society, every critical mass of citizens desires a platform that compels them to see beyond the surface. People do not only need information, they need interpretation. They need perspective. They need an arena where assumptions are tested, where received wisdom is stretched, where power is questioned, and where citizens are given reasons to think. This, in many respects, is what Babajide Kolade Otitoju has come to represent. His professional journey has been defined by the higher burden of intellectual seriousness. The measure of every democracy is not in the rituals of elections alone or the architecture of institutions. It is also in the sensibility and sensitivity of the media. A democracy depends on a media culture that knows when to probe, when to warn, when to illuminate, and when to restrain itself from becoming an accomplice to confusion. Everything deteriorates when left unquestioned. Power deteriorates. Public institutions deteriorate. National conversations deteriorate. Even truth itself can be crowded out when falsehood is allowed to roam unchallenged. The media, at its finest, is not a theater of noise. It is a republic of conscience. This is why the years of journalists hung out on TBC have come to symbolize the spark of our maddening, necessary, and noble interest in a society that thinks, a society that asks questions, and a society that refuses to outsource its judgment. At the center of this civic enterprise stands Mr. Babajide Kolade Otitoju, steady in presence, disciplined in method, and unmistakable in voice. Through that platform, he has helped sustain a public square where argument is not a threat to order, but a pathway to clarity. It takes even greater courage to do so in a profession where visibility is high, tempers are quicker, and the cost of candor can be heavy. Yet our celebrant has stayed the course. He has paid the price that comes with helping to build an industry of thinking in a climate that too often rewards reflex over reflection. He has now gone a step further by documenting part of that journey in My Life and Journalist Hangout. That act matters. It matters because experience that is not documented is often lost to time. For this, the nation owes you a debt of gratitude. At 60, BKO stands before us as a man who has given his life to the difficult business of public reasoning. That is no small achievement. To spend decades in the service of journalism with integrity intact, with relevance undiminished, and with intellectual energy still alive is a rare accomplishment. Yours has been a career shaped by courage, sharpened by curiosity, and sustained by a belief that journalism is not only about reporting events, but about enlarging the moral and mental horizons of society. Today, as we celebrate your 60th birthday and the public presentation of your book, My Life and Journalist Hangout, we honor the substance you have poured into those years. We honor a craft you have dignified, a platform you have elevated, and a tradition of critical engagement you have helped nurture in our country. We also honor your decision to write, to document, to remember, and to leave behind a record of a life spent in the service of thought. Winston Churchill said, "Truth is so precious that it has to be surrounded by a bodyguard of lies." At the height of the 2023 political campaigns, a video emerged purportedly of Kashim Shettima having lunch with Boko Haram terrorists. The obedient crowd weaponized that lie and gave it a life. I got a call from the Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly that one Babajide wants to clear some evidences from you. I got in touch with him, and true to his nature, he stoutly defended my position. The picture was taken at one of our school sites. We are building mega schools across the length and breadth of Maiduguri, and most of the megas in those schools were victims of Boko Haram that were chased out from the Sambisa forest. And we were encouraging them to enroll their wards into school. By bringing them closer to us, we believe that that will earn us their confidence. And precisely those pictures were taken with those parents of our students. 11 of them are now studying medicine and nursing in Maiduguri. And to the eternal credit of Governor Babagana Umar Zulum, we built a school named after the former First Lady Aisha Buhari. We are feeding them 2 meals per day. One thing that he did that has endeared himself more to me was the fact that after my exit from office, you know, when you are in power, as I have always said, your friends know you. When you are out of power, you know your friends. He sustained, we were releasing 15 million naira every month for the upkeep of those Fulani wards. And we specially designed that school for the Fulanis. We provided them homes at an estate built by Aliko Dangote. We are providing them 2 meals per day. The governor sustained that payment. And those young men now speak better English than myself. So BKO, we are proud of you for standing for truth, for justice, for equity. And be rest assured that the issue of security you have highlighted is receiving the topmost attention from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm not playing politics. I'm telling the naked truth that we are very much concerned. We are very much worried. Because the essence of government is to provide security to the lives and property of the citizenry. The president is very much concerned, and the president is leaving no stone unturned to see that the issue of security of lives and properties of Nigerians are promptly addressed. Hajiya Shagaya, sorry for not recognizing your exalted presence. Barakanki da zuwa. So on behalf of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the government and people of Nigeria, I congratulate you on attaining this remarkable milestone and wish you a happy 60th birthday. May the years ahead bring you strength for even greater service, clarity for even deeper insight, and grace for a life that will continue to enrich our national conversation. May we gather 30 years from now to celebrate your 90th birthday. Thank you, and may God bless us all.